Okay, we're looking at a little price correction with Bitcoin. Uh, Now, what we see here is a live Bitcoin chart on. It's on. What we're looking at is live. We're looking at a little price correction here in Bitcoin, and we're also looking at a little price correction in Litecoin. Now, if you take a look at the two charts, they almost look identical. You know what? You're seeing Litecoin, Bitcoin is gold, and you're seeing Litecoin as silver, and you're seeing the same identical kind of movements as you see in the real gold and silver. Uh, that's what's starting to happen. That's because Bitcoin is gold and Litecoin is silver, and they're imitations. They imitate gold and silver. They imitate the scarce. Bitcoin imitates the scarcity of gold, and Litecoin imitates the scarcity of silver. They were designed this way. And so the movements we see here after this price correction is something similar to what we see with gold and silver in the movements of gold and silver when they have a price correction. And that's what you're seeing here. I said it last night about what I thought Bitcoin, or the other night I said what I thought Bitcoin would do. I thought it'd go anywhere between 2,200 and 2,400. I'm still thinking I'm sticking by that. I think this is just a quick little correction. I think what's going to happen is we're going to set new highs yet. I think that they still got room. I think Bitcoin and I think Litecoin both still have room. I think Litecoin's probably going to go up close to $40 before it reaches its peak. Might even make 50. I think Bitcoin's going to make 22 to 2,400, and then I think we're in for a rather large correction, and then we're going to have a dead cat bounce, and then she's going to make the big crash. The big crash then's coming, and I'm anticipating Bitcoin's going to go all the way down to about maybe $600 before it bottoms, and the big crash. But and then I think what it'll do is, like I said before, it'll make a triple bottom where it makes it down. It tests the bottom. It'll probably test close to $500, and then it'll go along for a little ways, a couple more months, and it'll test 500 again. And then it'll go along for a few more months and test 500 again. And then what'll happen is then it'll make the big mountain. You think this was a mountain that it did this time? You ain't seen nothing yet. The next mountain's probably going to be $10,000 or more, and Litecoin will probably be going for I don't know, some absolutely ridiculous $1,000 a piece or something like that. So on the next big mountain, so you'll have your buying opportunity coming up later, I think. So now, as I said before, this is not financial advice. Do not take this as financial advice. Do not put all your money in Bitcoin. I'm going to tell you what. I'll tell you how much money you should probably put in Bitcoin. How much money would you be willing to take out right now of the bank, go to your toilet, and flush down the toilet? How much money would you be willing to lose and not feel that bad? You go over and still have dinner, and you don't feel that bad while you're eating. You've just flushed the money down the toilet. How much money would you be willing to do that with? That's how much money you should probably go and invest in Bitcoin, because you won't hurt when you lose it, because you can afford to lose that much money. So don't put more money into it than what you can afford to lose. But on the other hand, seriously, you should probably have a little bit in these things, because eventually they might go so high that just a little bit you have in it might make your day, if you know what I mean. So you should have a little bit in. You should have a little piece in the pie. You shouldn't watch this go to the moon and not have 1 penny in it. That's just not be good, not be a good thing. But if you put the whole, if you sell your house and go into mortgage to try to buy Bitcoin, that's not a good thing either, because Bitcoin's very risky. I'm going to tell you, it's extremely risky. But I'm telling you what I think it's going to do. I think Bitcoin is going to go to 22 to 2400 before it goes into the next big crash, the next big correction. And then it's going to correct for probably it's going to consolidate down. It's going to make a triple bottom. And then that next mountain we climb, probably 2 years from now or something like that, that's going to be a much bigger mountain than this one we just climbed. And this one, you notice how much bigger this mountain is than the last one we climbed? And how much bigger that mountain was than the one we climbed before that? Every time it gets successfully higher, big Bitcoin, as its reach gets bigger, as more people find out about it, as it spreads to more and more parts of the world, very slowly. And right now, if the world is, it's only, let's put it this way, if the world's like this, Bitcoin's only a tiny, 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 tiny little fraction the size of a grain of sand right now. Most people have never heard of it yet. Almost everybody has never heard of it yet. You go talking to people about Bitcoin and you'll find out most people have never heard of it yet. And so it's got so much more room to expand. It's probably got 100 times further more to expand than it has now. Or maybe even more than that. And so this is just in its infancy. You've still got plenty of time to get in early and get in on the ground floor of it. One Bitcoin divides up into 100 million little tiny pieces. Each piece is called a satoshi, and each piece is a monetary unit. And so when you buy one Bitcoin, you're not just buying one coin. You're buying 99 or 99.9999 little tiny, tiny, tiny pieces, fragments. So anyway, there's what I think it's going to do. We've just had a little correction. Don't get unnerved by this little correction. Litecoins fell from $30 and something down to 26. And Bitcoin has fell from up around it's fell a couple $100. So don't worry about it. It's only a minor correction. I think she's probably going to roar back in the next couple days. She's going to roar back, and she's going to probably break the 1800 mark it was set at before. What this is what's causing this correction is people that's first timers, never invested in Bitcoin before. This is the first time they've ever saw a Bitcoin correction, and they've gotten frightened and they've come out of their positions. They've got weak hands, and so they fell out of their positions. They've taken a loss. They've been burnt, and this is because they're newcomers to this whole experience. They haven't been seasoned yet to what Bitcoin can do. How quick the price can fall on Bitcoin is scary. But I've seen this many times. I'm used to this now. This doesn't bother me very much at all because I know it can bounce back just as quick. Thank you very much for listening. Like and subscribe, and we will catch you in the next article. Bye.